Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel startuplanes.com. My name is Neha and as you know, these are the series of interviews that we are conducting for the CEOs and founders of some excellent startups. For today's interview, we have with us Mr. Sreenath. He has 16 plus years of experience in change management, business strategy and designing models to capture the gap and to improve KPIs through implementing Lean and Six Sigma methodologies. At Matayo, they collaborate and help organizations to find new opportunities using the RACES approach. So to know more about their RACES approach and their offerings, do watch this video till the end. Hello sir, my name is Neha and we welcome you for this interview today.
Thank you, Neha.
So sir, please introduce yourself to the viewers.
This is Sreenath. I'm a co-founder of a company called Matayo AI. So we are into insurance, bringing and cybersecurity is one of our key strengths, focusing predominantly for the insurance brokers. We are located in 3 regions. North America, we have Texas and Toronto. And we have a Bangalore Development Center where all the major activities happening there. We basically 3 directors. I'm one of them, situated in Toronto. So we started this company just about a year back, and what is opportunities from the insurance perspective. So yeah.
All right, sir. So my very first question to you is, how did you come up with this idea of your startup?
So what we have seen in the past, or with in my journey of 15 years experience in insurance, what we have seen is insurance has become an integral part of our business, and that is what as a customer, that we spending good amount of time in terms of collating the data, working with the documents given by the customer, and making some suggestions, doing some judgmental thinking, and coming out with a premium or a certain risk. Now, in this process, we would see that the brokers are spending too much time, and they get fatigued over the period of time because of too much of these administrative activities. And moreover, we have the brokers, if they don't deliver, someone will provide the details. So keeping that in mind, on top of this, if there's a new product in this in the insurance space, that adds complexity. So from the broker's lens, what we have seen is they have a very little support or lack of assistance, especially when they want to have a risk being allocated for those kind of products. They have to be competitive in terms of pricing, as well as fast enough to reach to the customer. So keeping in mind, we thought of, let us try to help the brokers where we see there is a gap. So what we have designed is Matayo in collaboration with the cyber insurance solution. That's the Canadian-based company. We designed what is called as this cyber fitness. We call it CyFi, very jazzy name. Now, this is what we have designed for the brokers, and it's a customized risk report that generates with 39 questions. That is, we handpicked those 39 questions, and based on the questions answered by the customers, the risk is calculated. And the numbers that we generate from that the report is being converted into what is called as defects per million opportunities. That is part of your Six Sigma method. The Six Sigma methodology is one of our risk score tool. Not only just giving the scores, we are trying to see how best the market or the benchmark where it has been perceived Six Sigma, anything greater than 6 is great, is best. So we are trying to see the risk score is being converted into the Six Sigma score. It gives an understanding like how they are perceiving against other industries.
So sir, my next question to you is
That we have come up with.
Okay.
So we have come out with this methodology in a part of our CyFi. Now this will help the brokers to have a meaningful dialogue between the brokers and the customers, because they have the qualitative data in front of them to share and help the brokers to help the customers to understand why they need insurance.
Okay.
50% of the time that the customers are not aware of why I'm paying so much of premium, and they're unable to comprehend because the brokers unable to explain. And 30% of the time, brokers are spending time to convince the customers why they should have this cyber risk premium. So this is where we are trying to come out with this CyFi tool, which will aid the broker. So yeah, that's where we stand now.
Okay, sir. So moving on to the next question, what was the most difficult part in the early stages of the company's growth?
For any startup company, the lifeline is capital, and that is one of our motto to see how we can able to bring to the market is as investors really like this product, where they can see the benefit not only for themselves, even for the community in the brokers, from the brokers community. So the capital. On top of this, every business that we start, defining the problem and articulating the problem at early stage is a key. Without defining the problem, it becomes very difficult over the period of time. So articulating and defining the problem is a critical part of early stage of a business. And having a right mindset of people, it will add another, it's like a catalyst. It will try to enhance our growth. Yeah, I would say capital, mindset, the three aspects to be part of this growth.
Okay, sir. So what was the gap in the market that you identified?
So what we've seen is many companies, or most of the companies, do capture the personal information of the customers, and these data are more vulnerable to the data breach. And on the other hand, if they want to have indemnity from the insurance, the broker should be knowledgeable to discuss with the customers. So what we have seen is today, the gap is there's a lack of awareness on cyber threats and their impacts. That is from the perspective of the brokers, because they have very little and less assistance from the business owners who want to buy the insurance have less information on what kind of coverages, what is the indemnities they're going to cover. These are the things that they are not aware of it. Even though, basically, when I say there's a lack of awareness, I would say. The third part is your brokers have a knowledge gap. Because of the knowledge gap on the security vulnerabilities, they're unable to interact with the end customer or educate the end customer. There is no proper assessment tool which will help them to define the score, risk score, pertaining to the client information provided during the assessment. So these are the four. I would say the knowledge from both the customer as well as from the brokers, and a right tool to make an assessment.
Okay, sir. So, can you please explain your business model to the viewers?
Yeah, we have three business. We are coming out with a training module, assessment, and consulting. So our three business model will include selling out the training programs to all the aspirants, to begin with brokers, underwriters, risk managers, or claims adjusters. Having said that, we might tweak the training modules for the need of the hour, wherein if someone wants to from the non-insurance background, even we can do that. So basically a training. Second one is selling the annual license on our assessment, which is called as CyFi, which is defined as cyber fitness. And the third one is the consulting, cyber security consulting. So these are the three business models.
So what are the products or services that you offer?
So the first one is for CyFi, so which has the training, CyFi training, CyFi assessment, and the cyber security consulting. So these are the products or services that is available within our cyber fitness. The second one is the servicing, which is back office servicing for insurance brokers, like where we take up the policy administration activities, which includes quote comparison, loss runs, policy checking. Really, since our powerhouse is in Bangalore and we develop softwares, so we are industry agnostic to take up any web application development.
So my next question to you is, who are your target customers?
Our target customers, as we speak today, is the insurance companies, and within that insurance companies, underwriters, risk managers, and claims adjusters.
Okay, sir. So please tell the viewers that why do your customers choose your services and why should they choose you again and again?
The reason is simple, as today there is no one package for it's a one-stop solution that we're going to bring to the customer, wherein you learn certain subjects and then you've been assessed by using exam, and then you get a certificate, and finally you go get the job. Similarly, what we're trying to say is we're trying to educate the brokers or the insurance brokers, insurance community, I would say. They get trained, understand the cyber, because cyber is quite volatile. It keeps on changing. You have new trends, new attacks. So it has to be get abreast with what is the current trend. The cyber risk is very important as the need of the hour. So get trained. Once you have a training, they get to know how we can able to do an assessment along with the client. So today it is being done remotely, and based on information provided by the client, the premium is being allocated, which has a very limited information. But tomorrow, once the broker understands, goes through the training program, and then he can able to understand what are the technological aspects. So the assessment and training will help them out to be on the edge. And finally, if there is any gaps in the system or from the IT perspective, as a consulting team, we can able to help the client to reduce the risk. So by reducing risk, it'll reduce the premium too. So it is like a win-win situation for both insurance brokers as well as for the customers.
Great, sir. So moving on, what are the 3 unique things about you that makes you better than your competitors?
So I come from 15 years experience, more than 15 years experience in insurance sector, from operations, redefining the operations by doing by introducing Lean and Six Sigma methodology to improve and optimize the process. Either it could be at the process level, automation level, or at people level. And all our directors are certified institute where they get certified from the insurance, and their expertise in Six Sigma implementation. And we use the advanced technology at lower cost because most of the development is done in Bangalore. So eventually the cost will be low, and we can able to quickly go to the market.
Okay, sir. So please tell the viewers that why should a job applicant work with you?
In today's world, candidate should have certain skills to run the process or to run the operations. But eventually what happens if you go to any corporate world, they'll be very specifically focused on one set of activity, but apparently not in the case of our startup. Because in startup you'd see end to end, right from the administration work till the meeting the clients. So you have a very, very limited time, but enormous amount of information to be grasped in a small amount of time. For a faint-hearted people, I would say, because startup requires a bit amount of endurance, and they have to spend a good amount of time. So your time is no limit saying that 8 hours, it can be more. So the objective is very simple. You get to learn something very fast than any other corporate world, where the exposure might be limited, but your exposure is immense. And as we go, there is no limit. Though no one asks you to only do 10 things, they will ask you to do multiple things. As I said, the job, people who wants to get in a hands-on to the startup, I would say it's a good start, because they get to know from the operations, from the administration, from the business, even from the client perspective.
All right, sir. So if it wasn't for your company, what would you be doing right now?
I never thought that question, that answer, because this is where I come from, the corporate world, and I work for 20 years plus. So I don't think so that question will arise for me now. So the objective is very simple. I want to bring a legacy wherein it will create enough jobs for the community as well as people around, and we can able to serve.
Oops, that's really great. So are you looking for any vendors to help you simplify any part of your business?
Always, we are basically a global company. When I talk about global, we are placed across the world. So we are looking at reseller partners who can able to work with us, where we can able to coexist, selling the cyber security, licensing or consulting. So if anyone would be interested to get associated with us for consulting, and they can do so even for training. So basically anything that they can bring skills onto the table with respect to the cyber. And finally, if anyone interested to invest money, yes, so.
Great, sir. So please share your recent and long-term plans for the startup.
Is it for my business or in general?
No, for your business.
We started with a global, so thinking it's not like we'll start with small. We started with global thinking, and we started across all 3 locations. The objective is very simple: is to reach out to the customers very quickly across the continent, without any technical as well as a cultural barrier. So here the cultural barrier seems to be one of the areas that it's hard to break. So we've been spread across the other nations. It is likely that we can able to hit or penetrate market faster, strengthen the product for all other sectors. So today we are talking about helping the insurance brokers. So in coming days, we should able to look at how the cyber security, the CyFi, the assessment will help other industries. It could be manufacturing or healthcare. So we have a lined up of our products as a part of our CyFi program. For every sector, we have a defined set of questions which will enable that particular individual or that particular based on their core activities.
Okay, sir. So, are you raising any external fund or willing to raise it in a near future?
Yes, we are looking for the investors, and we are keen to get associated with like-minded people.
Okay. So, what is your feedback on startup plates?
It's a very good initiative. You're trying to bring world closer by having this kind of onto the social media. So this is a very good initiative, and I think people like us who are budding entrepreneurs um, will get benefited, because yeah, as I told you that that'll be viewed across. So in that way, we can see the economic growing, and hopefully people get aware about the company called Matayo and what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's a very good initiative.
Thank you, sir. So my last question to you is there anyone you would like to thank for supporting you in your journey?
I would like to thank my family to begin with, because my family sacrificed certain things because of me. So I should thank my family. I should thank my parents, because my father comes from the entrepreneur background. So I think the blood runs in me. So yeah. So eventually I have to give up my corporate world and join. I mean, it's my family, friends. My friend is my closest classmate. Is part of my journey. So well, I should thank them, and rest is all my colleagues was helping each other to realize our dreams.
Okay, sir. So thank you for your time, and it was our pleasure to have you here with us.
Same here. Thanks very much.